Hello everyone, it's Sagrannus here with our last laptop special of Banished for this week anyway. So, Prop how are we going? I spent most of the last video blathering, to be honest, rather than playing. But that happens, apparently. So where were we? Well, we've got some more houses going up because our population is exploding. We built a schoolhouse, lots of food. We've got 3 farms now. Cherry, corn, which I educated you on, and legumes, beans. All the beans. And we've got some fishermen and things like that. So we're going to have to consider what we're going to build next. Well, to start with, I don't want to put any more civic buildings over here. There's not enough room for them. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to tell my people, to clear this space. And we're going to start preparing a new civic centre where we'll have a town hall, our church, and everything like that. And to help augment that little action, I'm going to do this. I'm going to whack the storehouse in there, because that's sort of a nice middle point. So all the food gathered there, it's going to go straight into the storehouse there rather than being lugged all the way up. It'll actually speed up the amount of food getting gathered, because it is possible, especially with these big fields, for you to not gather all the food in time and have it just be, frosted by the coming winter. That's not a good situation to be in whatsoever. So I hope you've enjoyed our laptop specials. I do really love Banished. If you haven't got it, jump onto Steam. I'll put a link below, but jump onto Steam and check it out. It is pretty awesome, I have to say. I do really like Banished. It's great because once things are working well, it's quite an enjoyable game to sit back and sort of watch your people do their thing. Or when you don't get it right, it's sheer bloody panic. Lots of stone and things like that. There's a bit of a hill there, so we can't really build on that, so I'm gonna build around the hill. Build there, build. Interestingly, once you've told people to knock something down, you can't set the road to be built through it. They'll build around it. So I've got to wait for them to knock that stuff down. But the population is growing and we're getting some educated people into that mix, which is always handy. They're going to be just, basically they're going to be a certain Daft Punk song compared to everyone else. And our foresters are working hard, all of them are. So we've got a nice supply of constant wood coming in, which means our firewood is kept up. Blacksmith is working so hard he's run out of stuff to work on, and the tailor has nothing to make at the moment, but I think we have plenty of hide coats for now anyway. We've got more hide coats than adults, so that's good. A promising start. I would have liked that to have been finished before winter. Unfortunately, that wasn't to be, it seems. But having this here will also help. Any resources gathered around that will be loaded into that storehouse rather than the original storehouse, which means it's closer to the new civic centre. Also put a new resource hub in as well, which means there's still stone and wood there for us as well, and some iron, which means everything down here will be sped up, just because they don't have to travel as far. With this game, you really do have to think about that thing. I mean, you might like the idea of just one central area, storage place, but you do have to accept that that means it will take longer to do things that are further away from your home base. And obviously, in my position, I just lost my train of thought completely. Like in the position that I am in this map, for example, this is a very limited space. I mean, I could have expanded out here if I'd wanted to set up other things elsewhere, but this was sort of my immediate food and wood source. I couldn't nominate to obliterate all that for the sake of expansion. I mean, I could have knocked that down and expanded and built out here. I mean, I probably still will eventually. But, yeah, you are stuck in a situation where you do have to very carefully balance absolutely everything. Just because you do have to expand in a sensible way that doesn't overstrain and overreach your resources. So, yeah. We're going to need more houses too. We'll build our last batch of houses for what I'm going to, from now on, call Proctorvik, or Upper Proctorvik, I think, maybe? Proctorvik Valley? I don't know. Comment below, see what you think I should refer to this area as. Old Proctorvik, maybe? That has a nice ring to it. Okay. That's annoying. Gotta make sure they have a road. Poor blighters. Thankfully it's quite a sheltered spot, so if I mean, it's not that it has massively dynamic weather, but if you had super dynamic weather, that would be a good place to spot, especially if storms came in from the south, the west, or even the east. Only northern storms would really bother you. But yeah, looking good. Our expansion should be quite on track as we clear out this area as well. These guys have taken so long that the trees have gotten considerably bigger since I told them to cut them down. Come on, push people, let's go. My imperialistic expansion will not wait on you. You must expand faster, for the greater good. Looking good though. And I'm still admiring the beautiful nature of this game. I mean, it is a good looking game by anyone's standards. I mean, it's not super refined or anything. If you zoom in, some of the texture quality isn't brilliant, but when you're out here, I mean, it looks great. And one of the things I praised about RimWorld in my written review was that everything, even though it's quite simplistic and cutesy and stuff, everything is clearly defined. You know what you're looking at. There's no confusion, except maybe between slate blocks, steel blocks at a distance, but as a rule, you can tell what everything is, it's clear. And it's the same with this. I know what I'm looking at immediately, which is something really important that some games do miss. And it's important that that happens, and this game has nailed it. In fact, I would argue that indie games of late have been nailing that a hell of a lot better than the big boys in the industry. So yes, full praise for this game. Absolutely massive praise. Love it. And as I mentioned last time, I will be putting a description in. I will be putting a link in the description below. So please, if you like the look of this game, check it out and support your indie developers. Some of these guys are ex-big industry. Some of them don't like the big industry. Some of them just felt that their vision of what they wanted to do was stymied by the big industry. Whatever their reason for not taking part in the big industry, is that when those who have done really well, I think have done it for a number of reasons. They know that they need to produce a good quality product that's relatively bug-free and things like that. They haven't overreached themselves, which is important. But most importantly, I think, at least with the games that I've looked at on this channel and praised, is that you can tell that they had a vision and they stuck to it, and that's really important. And it's one of the reasons a lot of people are indie developers rather than the big industry, is because the big industry doesn't want to, you know, accept these visions, because sometimes visions seem not to be big money earners, and unfortunately our industry, if you want to call it that, has gotten to the point where we are at a point where money is sort of ruling the roost, and I think that's a shame. Because you have to ask, I mean, some of the classic games of the past, if money was the deciding factor and profitability was the deciding factor, would some of the great games of the past have ever made it? And I'd have to say no. I mean, would Warcraft and Starcraft have made it? Maybe. Because the new games make it, but they make it in a lot of ways purely because of the success of the old games. You know, so many games, I would argue, would never have made it if we'd always been so money-centric. I mean, we're talking about an industry now where $3 million profit is considered not enough to justify the continuation of a series, or, you know, a large, you know, less than 30 million sales, or whatever. There's these arbitrary deciding factors by the big companies. Oh, that's not worth continuing. Sorry, I'm once again ranting. So we need a hospital. Oh, it just about fits. That's a real shame. I'm actually going to rip out that path just there. One step over so I can fit my hospital in there. So the builders will come down and knock that out. Looking good, looking good. Alright. Oh, look at them all. Yeah, we've got a lot of people not really doing anything at the moment, which is a bit of a shame. Okay. Build me my hospital. And I'm going to place an order for a city hall as well. There, nice and even. And probably going to want a chapel as well. Now I know I don't have enough stone for this at the moment, so I'm going to have to order people out to get more stone. A lot of this uses a lot of stone. Thankfully there's a lot of stone around, so we can go to that. We've got lots of people labouring, which is good as well. I can probably actually adjust that and increase the number of builders. Okay, so we need one more farmer. Do we need any more of anything? More fishermen. But other than that, put all 4 and then they can go into various jobs. Anyway, was that done? Ooh, we're running out of time. So, will these be done in time? They could be. We need some more stone. Hopefully, oh, I did something really stupid, didn't I? We need labourers to go and actually get the stone. That would have been the call. So we've got plenty of wood for everything. That's fine. So there's lovely sort of little havens in the mountains around here, but none of them are really big enough to colonise, so I may just end up clearing them out. Have I missed any stone here? I don't think so. I think I've got it all. Ooh, that's a lot of stone. Having that. Food's looking good. Our health is up to full, and we're a little bit less happy. Oh, that's a shame. I suppose lots of people are working now and out on building projects and things like that, which is probably a little bit more stressful on the poor little clients. Okay, we've got enough resources here, so we're going to finish the hospital just in time to wrap up the video, I think. So I think I will continue this series. Obviously, the only reason I make these videos on the laptop is because I'm in a position where I'm away from the big rig at the moment, so I don't want to cut out content because I'm not near the big computer. I mean, my laptop is technically sorry, mic drop. Yeah, this computer is technically a gaming system, so why not? So yeah, I didn't want to sort of deprive you of content there. Okay, come on, let's wrap up this hospital ASAP. And we've nearly got enough resources for the town hall. I mean, strictly, I don't need all these buildings just yet, but I want to have them. I wanted to at least show you that they do exist before, whenever the next video. I mean, it could be months before the next video of this, unless, you know, people beg me to make lots of content of this, in which case I shall. Okay, our hospital is done, and we need a medicine man. This will make sure our health stays up high. So yeah. Alright everyone, that's our last 15 minutes. I hope you've enjoyed this new sort of digression on the channel, looking at Banished by Shiny Rock Studios. It is on Steam, check it out, grab it if you want. Please do, please support your indie devs, especially those who work so very hard to produce such fantastic games for us all to enjoy. Alright, I've been Sagrannus, this has been Banished. I'll see you next time. Next time with our next demo impressions. Thanks guys. Bye.